So I want to keep brewing, but all 11 kegs of mine are full. What should I do? Drink at an incredible pace for the next 2 weeks? Or something else? Stick around and we'll try something. Alright, so if you haven't guessed by now, we're going to bottle from our Spike Conical. Previously I did a video about how to carbonate in the Spike Conical, and then I always just keg it. I throw it in my kegerator. However, this time I'm going to bottle it straight from the Conical. So let's go back and just quick summarize what you got to do to carbonate it in the Conical. Alright, first thing is you should get your beer as cold as possible. And then I always dump my yeast and my hops one last time. In this case, it's hops because it's a pretty hoppy beer. And then clean and sanitize, as hopefully all of you are doing and have done. And in particular, the carbonation stone. And what Spike recommends is to dip it into sanitizer and then spray some gas through the carbonation stone itself to get it all in the pores. And then assemble it. Get it all locked together, making sure, again, everything that is clean and sanitized, and then lock her down, and then go ahead and set your PSI to whatever your carbonation chart says that it needs to be for your carbonation level. I always overshoot just a little bit. And then go ahead and turn it on now. I always like to set the PSI first and then turn it on. And just wait for 24 hours. As with everything, right? There's a couple different ways to do anything. So, got a short piece of tubing in the sample port on the Spike kettle attached to this. Not ideal. Same idea, same principle. This goes to the racking arm down here. This wouldn't have a quick disconnect. This would have bottling arm. You would just use gravity. Boop, 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 boop. Fill your stuff. Life is good. That's done. However, that is not how we are going to do it. Bottling is not a new thing, right? People always bottle from their fermenters. That's, of course, right? However, for me, bottling a carbonated beverage directly from my fermenter is something that I've never done before. That's why I'm making this video. So here we go, kind of doing everything in reverse order here. I'm going to take off the carbonation stone and set that aside to be washed later. I'm going to keep my washer and, clamp. And I'm going to attach my liquid ball lock, right? Get that on there. I'm using about 3 pounds of PSI. The tough thing here is that I had to work another cord onto my beer gun there. So I'm actually using 2 CO2 lines, just like, it would be the same as if you're using a keg too. You also need 2. And so I always get my line nice and cold by doing the first pour straight into my glass that I'm going to drink. And that there is the first ever beer bottled straight from the Spike Conical. It was super easy. I'm not throwing it into the keg and having to wash a keg and then throwing it in the kegerator to carb up and then bottling it from there. So super nice, super convenient, carbonated in 24 hours. And then I just went ahead and bottled 53 more beers. So go ahead, try this at home. Hopefully you enjoyed watching this. Something kind of new, something kind of easy. I'm sure everybody's doing, but this is my first time doing it. So thank you. Appreciate it. Like, subscribe. Going to the grocery store these days, be like,
I'm ready to get this paper, G. You with me?